Yeah, I'll give it a few minutes to see who shows up. The link is pinned at the top. Do you want to join or not? I mean, I've got a little bit of shit to finish, get doing, and then we can have a conversation if you want to. And yes, one of the things I need to do is smoke a bowl. Well, fuck. Well, pop on up. Shit, I don't discriminate unless you want to show me your fucking naughty bits, and then we can do that on Discord if you really want to. Give me a second. I got to sneeze, Pixie. Give me a second. Wait a minute. Kind of went away. Okay, fair enough. Well, hello there. You are muted, by the way. Yeah, I thought I had to sneeze. No, you did not want to hear that. I'm serious. You did not. You're still muted. Okay,
Yeah,
there you
my dog was barking. I typed at you. When I sneeze, like every now and then it comes out like a halfway regular sneeze, but most of the time I make this squeaking noise and I don't know why.
go. Have you ever
It's just
seen?
like it's like a little squeak and then I'm done. I don't know, it's weird. People
Have
make
you
fun
ever?
of me.
Have you ever seen the movie Time Bandits?
Mm-mm.
Oh, look that up. I'm not going to ruin a bit of it for you because it's great. It's a movie called Time Bandits. They steal uh, the map of God's holes in the universe and they travel through them. I mean, you just got to watch it. I can't. That's the best I can do without spoiling all of it for you. Time Bandits. It's got the dude that played R2D2 in it. He was like stuck in the suit in Tunisia in like 9,000 degrees weather. I don't know how he didn't fucking cook to death in that shit. You're muted again. How the hell did that happen?
I tend to mute when I'm not speaking, especially if there's a lot going on in the house.
There's there's the two of us, sweetheart. That's all we've got here. Nobody shows up. Everybody watches later, but nobody shows up at the time. So fair enough.
Well,
Oh,
maybe Monkey will show up. He knows we're over here.
oh, the ape.
Mm-hmm.
Well, come the fuck on, man. What the hell you waiting on? Or Mac. I liked having Mac on. He actually subscribed. So
I like Mac.
yeah,
He's a good
Mac's
guy.
pretty cool. Yeah, he's pretty cool. Yeah.
He's a
Well,
good
when I
friend of mine. He's got my loyalties.
okay, fair enough. Well, when I first met Raw, I liked him. until he started fucking spouting off about the Bible and how it can't be wrong and God is everything. And I was like, no, fuck you, guy.
I don't mind Raw. I don't take kindly to people who use my name to attempt to insult somebody else. That's that.
Well, I mean, that is fair enough. I mean, Freeman and I are both Nazis, and so that makes you Nazi adjacent because you hang out with us every once in a while.
So, it's not
I-
even that. His was a different thing. But just like, dude, don't bring my name into things when you're trying to insult someone. Just unless it's like Irenic or Jill, then by all means go for it. But outside of that, maybe clear it with me first. Just saying.
Yeah, just ask me. Yeah. Ironic, fucking go for it. Jill,
Yeah, well, I cannot stand Irenic. I do not like Irenic, and it's so funny because everybody thinks it's because he calls me a bitch, and everybody thinks it's because we don't get along or we disagree or whatever. But I disagree with a lot of people that I am perfectly happy talking to, right? Like,
Mhm.
he unapologetically he got in an argument with one of his friends, somebody who's supposed to be a friend of his. He got in an
Mhm.
argument with them, and he yelled the N-word at them unapologetically. He never apologized, and rather than even attempt to apologize, he spent his time attempting to justify it. And this is why I do not like Irenic.
Well, I'm getting to not like Todd.
I like Todd.
No, he fucking started talking shit about my family when I didn't
When?
say shit about his.
When did he do that?
When he started talking about my mother, do you not remember that?
Oh, your mom, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I never said a word about his fucking family. I talked about him. But he wants to jump into, oh, fuck your mother. Well, fuck you too, Todd. You can take a long walk off a short pier. You know what I'm saying?
I think he might have been hoping in his young ways, because we have to realize he's probably like one of the youngest out of all of us.
He's at least
It is
25. Yeah.
But
I get
in his younger ways, he probably thought that was like a joke, right? Like something that would diffuse the situation. I don't know that he intended to escalate. So
Well,
I hold
you-
some forgiveness there.
I don't. I don't. You talk about my
Understandably, I
mother.
saw your reaction.
Yeah. You talk about my mother, or you talk about my 6 years dead father. Now that would have been where he crossed the line, and I would have fucked this shit up. But mom's still alive for right now.
6 years. Interesting. I think my dad has been gone for about 5 or 6 years now.
Fuck, hang on. I'll remember 2017. 2017 is when he died. Yeah. So
I tried really hard not to think about it. Actually, I tried not to think about when I lost him. So I couldn't actually tell you. I know it was in the summer. I remember that. I remember it being in the summer. I remember being at my mom's house. I stayed the night, and I had
yeah.
slept on the couch beside his hospital bed. And you know, it always amazes me. Like something in them knows when they're alone. I can't describe it. Like he started that breathing pattern that means you're not coming back. Does that mean you know what I'm talking about?
I know what you're talking about.
Anyway, but he just kept going and he held on all night. And the next morning, one of my dad's old friends had stopped by. And there was a moment where nobody was in the room with my dad. And that is the moment he passed.
Gotcha. Yeah, my dad was stubborn like that too. He was like, fuck all of you. I'm going to live as long as I can live. And then finally he let it go. Finally.
My dad, oh, I was so frustrated because when we found out, because for years he had been in so much pain. And I kept telling him, Dad, you got to go get that checked out. You have to get this checked out. And he kept saying, oh, I'm just getting old. And I kept saying, Dad, it's like they can still help you, right? Like, no matter what it is, they can still help you. Like, you have to go get this looked at. And he was a tough old military guy, and he just didn't do it.
No, he wouldn't.
And I didn't realize how tough he was, actually. I didn't realize how tough he was because by the time we found out, not only was it stage 4, right? And he went pretty quickly after that. But it was so bad that he had tumors on his spine that were causing spinal compression. So my dad had been walking around and working with patients with spinal compression for years.
We'll see. That's sounds kind of like my dad. My dad smoked all his fucking life since he was, I don't know, 5 years old or whatever. But he had lung cancer, and it finally spread through his lymph nodes and through the rest of his organs, I guess. But he wouldn't tell anybody. He'd go to the VA and get his MRIs and his CT scans and X-rays and all that shit, and he'd come back and, well, we could give you chemo or we could give you radiation. He's like, nope, I'm done. I've had enough. I was like, well, that's your choice.
So
go ahead.
But never mind, continue, because I have a question when you're done.
Oh, well, I mean, no one can decide for me. So who am I to tell him, my fucking father, the guy who raised me and taught me to be a man, who am I to tell him what he has to do at the end of his life? That is not my purview.
No, he didn't die in the hospital, and he didn't want to. He died at home, but he did have a hospital bed. But so I think the moment like it came crashing down on me is like, okay, I've dealt with enough loss that I know that generally speaking, when somebody's close to the end, right? Like
terminal. Right? If they're terminal, just
right. Yeah. But I mean like close to the end of even that, right?
Yeah.
When like right before they are gone, they have this upswing where they seem to be doing better and they seem to be feeling better.
Yeah, they do.
Every time. It's the weirdest thing. And so for me, it was the last time my dad was in the hospital, because at that point he was having trouble like even moving his arms and things. Like feeding himself, like things like that. And so I had gone to work, I got off work, I went straight to the hospital like I did every day, and I walked in, and I don't remember what I brought him. Hold on one sec.
Okay, well, fair enough. Peace got a call. But yeah, the same thing kind of happened with my dad. Kind of happened.
I'll be right back, and then I will finish. Super Munchkin wants to show me something.
Okay, well then, well, remember your question, goddammit. You had a question for me and you never asked. But yeah, it was kind of the same thing with my dad. For a month and a half, he shook. He could not feed himself. But right before he went to the hospice care center, he had this clarity in his mind. He was like, yeah, I'm fucking hungry. I want a donut. We were like, okay, here you go. Have a fucking bear claw. He's like, no, I don't want a bear claw. I want a glazed donut. I was like, well, okay, we've got those two. Hang on, give me a minute. I'll get you one. And that's when he ate the donut, got into the ambulance, and went to the hospice house. And the next day,
Oh,
he was gone. So,
that's sad.
well, yeah, I cried for like a goddamn every day for a year after he died.
Oh, me and you both. My dad was my best friend.
Hmm.
Oh, so I had walked into the hospital room and my dad was sitting up and he was smiling real big. And he was like, look, I'm feeling better. And he reached out and he grabbed his glass and he took a drink. And then he grabbed his fork. And I was like, that's great, Dad. And then I was like, I left something in the car. I'm going to be right back. And I just went downstairs. And I guess, I don't know, somebody saw the look on my face because they followed. But like, I just went downstairs and I just cried and cried and cried because I was
Yeah,
like, this is it. This is like, he feels better today. So this is the beginning of the end.
this is the beginning of the end. Yep,
Yeah.
yep. Well, the day before my dad went to hospice, he actually got up out of his chair. He quit shaking, got up, and got him something to drink, and went to the bathroom and came back down and sat in his chair and started shaking again. That was his moment of clarity before, the end, sort of, kind of, I guess. But hey, Trustee, thank you for showing up.
Hey, monkey.
Hello, hello. Sorry,
Oh no, don't be sorry. Don't be sorry. We're talking about some heavy shit here, man. Bring your heavy shit. Come on.
oh well,
Hey,
I haven't lost
I
either of
managed
my
to
parents,
not cry.
so
I managed to not cry. I haven't lost my mom yet, but my dad was like my best friend. I literally hung out with my dad like every day. So that
Oh, my
was
dad. Well, Dad taught me how to hunt and fish and fucking live off the land. And yeah, when he's gone, he was gone. I mean, I've got those memories in me, but from him, nothing's left. And
I
my
don't think I've
mom, well, my
uh,
mom's not dead yet. She went to the beach with my sister.
my mom is not gone yet either, thank goodness. But I remember the biggest panic attack I like the only time like I've never had a panic attack, like a real panic attack that people describe. I don't think I've ever had one. At least if I had one, it didn't register. But one time I think I came close. And what happened was I was deleting all my emails and I somebody had distracted me and I had looked over and I hit a button and it hit delete all.
Oh, fuck.
And I had
Yeah.
just gotten a new phone. And the
I-
reason I was scrolling through my emails was because that's where the last I had sent my dad's last voicemail to my email and it wasn't on my new phone.
Oh, shit.
And I about fucking lost it. Like I was not fucking okay. But then somebody reminded me that I had emailed it to them as a backup for safekeeping. Holy shit.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, okay.
Now I've got it sent to like 5 different email addresses, so I should be okay.
Download it to your hard drive.
yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Go
Yeah,
ahead,
I
Tristan.
lost
Yeah,
I
go
lost
ahead.
two of my friends who were younger. Well, more recently, my buddy who was 9 years older than me. He passed away last year, fentanyl overdose. Which
Well,
is kind of
Jesus Christ. Yeah, okay. Sorry, continue. Sorry.
yeah, yeah. No, I mean, and I should have seen it coming, I guess. So a little bit of that going
No.
on.
Well,
My other friend, he passed away at the age of 20. So he was one of my best friends in high school, and we formed our first band together. And he died from a uh, his aorta was perforated.
Oh, I
Like
gotcha.
freaky
Yeah,
condition
he
that
had
happens.
blood. Yeah, he basically
Uh,
had a blowout in his heart. Yeah, one of his
no, he
aortas.
actually was like the opposite. Like he bled out. Like he bled out to his thoracic cavity and suffocated on his own blood.
Okay.
I had to start dealing with death at a young age. Family, friends, like my babysitters, all kinds of shit. Then
Oh, my.
the most recent one was my godbrother ran into some trouble and decided that the only way out of everything was to erase himself. There were negotiators, me and my mom. It was weird.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like right now, I'm dealing with. So my mom, she's approaching 50. She was younger when she had me, but she's convinced that she has like early onset dementia. She's trying to get doctors to verify this, but both of my grandparents did develop dementia in their 60s before they passed away. So okay, but she's like convinced herself that it's already happening. So I'm like trying to say, well, maybe you could do something to try and prevent that from happening. But you know.
I've looked into my family history and it's just a crapshoot. I have no idea. I really don't. I mean, I have relatives, like direct relatives who lived to be like 106 and were dancing on their 104th birthday. And then I have family that that slowly died of Alzheimer's. And then I have family who had a stroke. So like I don't know, it's just a crapshoot. I'm like, I don't know. They're like, what does your family history indicate? And I'm like, any of the above.
I mean, in my experience, though, people who do succumb to dementia and Alzheimer's, they tend to like lose their will, their motivation to keep going, and they tend to pass away earlier. You know, and it's like I think there's something.
There's something in that, but I don't know that it's giving up because, like, okay, my grandmother, for example. All right. I'm not going to go into the trauma of why or anything else. Nobody gives a shit. Nobody needs to know my childhood trauma, but suffice to say, my older sister was my grandmother's favorite, my mom's favorite. That was her favorite. And out of my cousins, it was the older boy. But that's not the point. My grandmother adored my sister more than anything else. That was her favorite. The end. Anyway, so like her mind was slipping so bad that she would have trouble. Like she couldn't hold conversations. Not just because she didn't recognize you, but because she couldn't hold thoughts. Like one moment she would be like, nice to see you. How are you? You know, like, how's the farm? I don't know who she thought I was. Maybe Peggy, not sure. Anyway, she would ask me questions like that. And the next thing I know, she's asking me if I know where my brothers are. And the next thing I only have one brother. And then she's talking about her dad is going to be home soon. Now I know that her dad died when she was very young, like 6 or 7. Right. And so where she was in that timeline, I'm not quite sure. But even then, even when she could not say her name, she could not recognize her. But towards the end, I had taken my sister had made it down here from Oregon. And I told her if she made it down here from Oregon, I'd take her up to Colorado to see my grandmother. And it's this weird thing because even though my grandmother didn't remember her in the moment, and even though my grandmother couldn't like voice who she was, when my sister walked in, I kid you not, her words were, "That is the most beautiful girl in the world." And then started talking to her, and then she had a moment of recognition, and then she lost it again, right? But even though she couldn't remember, she still had that connection to my sister.
Interesting. Yeah, I don't know. Like, it's weird. The last time I went to visit my grandmother, she was in assisted living or whatever, and I was there with my aunt and my dad. My dad was standing right next to me, and she asked me, "Where's your father?" And I was like, "He's standing right next to me." She goes, "No, that's not my son." And then we came to find out over the course of the interaction that she actually thought that I was my younger brother for whatever reason. In her mind, I was my younger brother, and my dad was someone else. And it was just like it was mind blowing for both of us. It was like she totally denied. She recognized her daughters, but she didn't recognize my dad at that point. She thought he was a different person, and she thought that I was my brother. And it was really weird. And I was like, she is not even with us. Her mind is completely somewhere else. And
I think the first time my grandmother had started getting forgetful. I think the first time I thought there might be something wrong was we were at a wedding. And my grandmother turned and looked at me and she said, "Is your mom and dad here?" And I said, "No, not yet. They'll be here in a few minutes. He just texted me." And she said, "Okay." And not even a minute later, I turned around and I said something to my cousin, and I turned back around and she said, "Hey." And I was like, "Yeah." And she said, "Is your mom and dad here?" And I was like, "Grandma, didn't we just do this?"
My other grandpa on my mom's side, sorry, to finish it up, it's interesting. Like, the last conversation I had with him was over the telephone because he lived in Colorado. But I remember speaking to him shortly before he passed away, and he said to me straight out over the phone, he was as lucid as he could have been, and he was like, "I'm going to tell you right now, you may remember me, but I don't remember you. I haven't the slightest idea who you are. I apologize." He was like, "But just remember the way I was." He's like, "Just remember that. It'll be all right." He's like, "I'm not going to be around much longer." He just gave me that straight up talk, and I was like, "Okay, cool." And that was the last. So I mean, he could still have that much, like, presence of mind to be like, "All right, I'm gonna tell my grandkids straight up, I don't remember you, but try to remember me as best you can."
That's so sad. I don't care how old I live to be, right? Like, I'm not one of those people that are like, "I don't want to make it to 80. Like, I don't care. I don't care if I make it to 106 like my great grandma, right? Like, don't care. I don't want to lose my mind, and I don't want to. I'm not saying that I'll be completely independent, that I won't have to have help or whatever, but like, I don't want to not be able to take care of myself, and I don't want to lose my mind. Those are the only two things.
You have a mind to lose? Wait, I'm confused now.
Well, if you were in my head, my thoughts are so animated, you may be convinced I had more than one if you were in there.
Well, fair enough. Okay.
Seriously, like, my internal dialogue, like, I only hear my own voice in my thoughts when I'm like moderating between other voices in my head. Right? There's a lot of them, and they all have their own, like, personalities, their own sayings. Some of the voices I recognize, some I don't. Like, you may say something that sticks with me, and the next time my thought has like that same attitude, it'll come across in your voice. Right? Some of these voices I recognize, some of them I probably ran into at some point and don't recognize at all. But like, my thoughts are so animated. And it's like all these different voices and personalities. And the only time I hear my own voice is when I'm moderating between something going on.
Well, you do remember my voice, right?
I do.
I'm just saying. Okay. Pixie Storms, have I fucked up putting music in your Discord?
No.
Or have you even fucking looked yet?
I even commented, thank you.
Okay. Oh
So
yeah,
there.
that's right. You did give. Yeah, that's great. I think I put another one in there after that.
Yeah, I will have to go check it out.
Okay.
How do I find your Discord link? Is it in like your channel description or something?
I can maybe post it here. Give me a sec.
Well,
Alright.
people in my Discord and I'm in her Discord, and I'm just like flirting with her. What the fuck, man?
I'm never on Discord is the thing. The only time I've been on is like when he was like, did you see what I posted? And I was like, no. And he's like, what? And I was like, oh, I'll go check. And so, like,
Yeah,
Pretty
check
much
your
all I
Dis-
do in Discord
check your
is
DMs and
repost
check
videos.
your Discord.
That's all I
Okay.
do in Discord is like repost videos and music. Like most of the time. Like I've been talking about trying to host some like backstage combos in there, but it hasn't been successful when I've tried before. So,
well, you know
but
where
I still
I am.
I always just post new videos and music over there all the time.
You guys know
Well,
where I am when I'm not here, right?
you're with your Super Munchkin. Yeah, that's usually where you're
Yeah,
at.
but I mean, like, you know where I'm like posting videos and typing and stuff.
Oh, on fucking Twitter? Fuck that
No,
noise.
Google, on Google Chat. We have our Google Chat.
No, no,
Brojo has the happy chat, and I have my own chat called the Wield, and that's where I am.
I can't do it.
Oh, that was the reference. Okay, now I understand. I was like, you were talking about that last night.
No, he was talking about my Discord has the same name, so he was talking about the
Oh,
Wield on the
okay.
Discord. But I have the Wield in Google Chat, and that's where I usually like. If you want to message me and you want me to see it, like that's your best bet because that's what I check most often.
Fuck Google Chat because it does not work for me. I've told you this.
It's my favorite. Although I don't like the way they integrated it, I wish they'd go back a step. But that's my personal opinion.
Look,
I
my
think
only,
Google
my
Chat, like,
only
twice.
fucking. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just saying, I think I've only used Google Chat like twice, and everybody tells me that it's like extinct, like nobody uses it anymore. So,
I
Oh, I
didn't
use
use
it all the time.
that fucking place.
And it's so funny because like I'm the only one that still does like meets in there instead of in here. And I figured out why. It's because for some reason everybody's meeting links has a time limit on it except mine. Mine is unlimited and I don't know why. I don't pay for it. I don't any of that. There's no special subscriptions over here. Some reason I am exempted from the time limit. My Google Hangs, my Google Meets have 0 time limits. The delay is better. I'm not live. I can play all the music I want to play. Sometimes we just sit in there and play music videos and share music with each other, right? Like, and so
Oh,
yeah.
hey, check out my Discord there, Pixie. I mean, you are a member. I do have a shit ton of music. I
Look,
do have a shit ton of music.
I
You
will
don't
go
have
in
a
there.
music room. No. This was the thorn I was going to pick with you. Pixie does not have a music room in her Discord. What the
I will
fuck?
create one. I will create one. And it's because
in
I'm
the,
posting them in Google Chat. I told you.
I don't give a fuck about Google Chat. I mean, come on.
Have you seen how dead my Discord is? Like I barely check my own Discord.
I'm trying to liven it up. What do you want me to do? Fucking do a jig? Fucking push ups? I mean, what do you want me to do?
Over to Google Chat.
Make a music room and I will fuck it up with music. I'm
Okay.
serious. I did it in your, what is it, weird chat? Is that what the name of it was?
The
And I
wheel?
was like, the wheel. And that wasn't working. It was not working. You said one thing about it. You said, hey, cool shit. I was like, okay. I've got more. I only have like 700 songs saved on the hard drive. Where's this?
Hey, look, I have so many songs. I'll start throwing them back eventually.
Oh, don't make me start with the weird shit.
A lot of my
I'll-
songs aren't very happy though. Just fair warning.
Who said anything about happy?
Oh, and some of my songs are like, "Rah," just so you know.
Oh, are they worse than Megadeth, Slayer?
Not
Um,
worse than Slayer, but probably on par.
okay, fair enough. Okay, I can deal with that.
Although most of it probably falls between like Breaking Benjamin and Slayer in that realm. And then but I also have like a lot of punk and techno. I mean, you saw Starcadian that I played at Brojo's the other day. But I also have piano music, so you never know. My list just goes all over the fucking place. I also
Well,
have some Travolti, you know. He was a violinist, classical.
Yeah, fair enough.
It just goes everywhere. I love the Jurassic Park theme song for no apparent reason. That's in my playlist. Don't know why, but it's there.
I was all do. Feels like that, right? Okay.
Mm-hmm. And no, I don't think of dinosaurs when I hear it. Just so everybody knows, I just like this melody. I think it's pretty.
Rick sounds like he's trying to bust out a tambourine or something. I don't know.
What is my belt clanking around? Sorry about that.
I guess some Spurs are jank.
Hey, I gotta throw a little bit of bullshit in there every once in a while to keep everybody guessing. I mean, you know, what the fuck's going on? Oh, that was my beer. My bad. See, these are the kind of streams I like to have, where people just show up and we talk shit and have fun. We're not like in a serious political debate or a serious religion debate or a serious fucking philosophy debate. Fuck all that noise.
Me
If you
too.
want that, yeah, if you want that, go somewhere else. Don't come here.
Don't get, like I
You-
said, like I
Stop
said
the
on my
person
channel.
trying to ask you if you've heard about communism.
Well, it's like I said on my channel the other night, right? Like
No.
I like to go have debates and stuff, but it seems like that's not what people come to my space for. Like people come to my space just to hang out, and like we can have those discussions, but we're not going to be like yelling at each other and screaming into mics and shit like that. Like that's not going to happen at my place. Like you can discuss calmly, or you can get the fuck out. Like that's cool.
Fair enough. I mean, but me and Geo Sam, we did have a fucking heated debate about aliens on my stream earlier today. It
Well,
was
I thought a little bit of that. I thought that was
I'm
fun.
not
It's
saying we
fucking
can't
hilarious.
debate. I'm
It
not
was
saying we
fucking
can't.
hilarious.
Yeah, right. Like I'm not saying we can't ever debate on my channel. I'm just saying like I don't know. I've learned I'm not doing topics anymore. That's what I learned.
Well, I saw that stream. You left that up, didn't you? I'm not
No.
doing topics anymore. Yes, you did.
Oh, I'm not doing topics anymore. Yes, I thought you meant the stream. Why I said I'm not doing topics anymore. And no,
No. Yeah, the one you titled.
Well,
I'm
what
not.
had happened?
doing
What had
topics
happened was I had left in a hurry, and I was not at my happiest anyway because I think I was like bye guys and just ended it.
anymore.
And
I've
so
done
what
that.
had happened was I went into my content and I went to delete it. But I accidentally deleted the one video I left up, which was Geo's intro.
Mm.
And so it wasn't until somebody said something the next day about it still being up that I was like, wait a minute, what? And so then I went back into my studios and I deleted it and re-uploaded the intro that Geo made me. And so that's what happened there. I never intentionally left one up.
Well, I mean, Geo, I like him a lot. We argue about shit, but he made me the best two intro videos I've ever fucking had. Well, they're the only two, but I mean, still, they're what I wanted.
He made
And
my
yeah,
intro. He made my intro and my outro, and he surprised them with me before I was ever like really streaming, which I thought was really cool. I mean, like it was like I had only streamed once before or something like that, and he gave me an intro, and then he gave me an outro, and I thought it was really sweet.
Yeah,
well,
Gio
yeah,
made me an intro video too that I didn't like make any request. He just like sent it to me out of the blue. I was like, okay, cool, thank you.
Yeah,
Like,
he was like I sent you something, and I was like okay.
well, I'm like, send it to me on Discord or I won't get it. And he sent it to me on Discord. So, hint, hint.
I got to pay him, kind of.
Well, I wanted to pay him. I was like, dude, do you want me to give you a couple of bucks for this?
He
He's like,
wouldn't.
no,
He would
no.
not let me. He would not let me. He would not let me.
Mm-mm.
But I kept hinting at it. And I kept hinting at it. And I kept saying, one day, Gio, I'm going to get your Cash App. One day, Gio, I'm going to get your Venmo. One day, Gio, I'm going to get your PayPal. Finally, I got a message from him and from Sterling. And so Sterling sent me money to buy a computer part. And I bought the computer case and sent it to Gio. And so that's how we got to pay him back.
Oh, okay. Well, that's cool. I mean, I'm kinda iffy about Sterling, but I don't know him that much.
I like Sterling. I like Sterling a lot. He is a friend.
Okay.
He gets taken wrong a lot because he's actually really funny, and he's not always really funny when he's talking, but he's spitballing and picking up the funny pieces for later, right? People don't. He actually will give up halfway through a conversation if he thinks somebody's unreasonable, or even right off the bat. Sometimes before they even get in a conversation, he will give up, and everything he says will be like purely for his own entertainment, right? And people, I think people miss that about him. Like it doesn't connect. But he's actually like ridiculously sweet and like super loyal. He's a really good friend, and he likes to be there for people and to prop people up a lot. And I think a lot of people don't give him that energy in return because they don't understand his humor.
Well, we're talking about the same guy, the Sterling that is in South America right now. I think Brazil. It's what he
Yes.
said.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is Dear
I didn't know
Sterling.
very well.
Well, like I said, I don't know him, so I'm kind of feeling the dude out. I'm feeling him up. Do you
Yeah, I've
like
always
that?
had good interaction with
Do you
him.
like that?
And
Oh, sorry.
I see him just as a total freaking satirist from like from everything I've seen. Like, yeah, he just cracks me up. Sorry, and yeah, anytime he's popped in my stream, we've had like great interactions. Just like, wow, that's something refreshing, Um, so yeah, I guess we should say that what you were saying though earlier, like because he's tended to a couple of streams I've been in, he's led the person on who was yes, some would say the bait,
Mhm.
the one odd man out in the room and just let him, rather than try to stifle him or shut him up and be like, oh yeah, keep talking, buddy. Just yeah, oh yeah, oh is that right? And just let them run their mouth. Like, it's so much funnier that way sometimes, rather than trying to debate them. Just let them continue to spew their argument because
Oh,
they'll just
true.
run themselves in circles.
Yeah. Dig your own hole, fall in it, and keep digging. Let's see how far you go. I let people do that too. So,
I don't know. I got told I need to be careful who I hang out with.
Yeah,
I was like, you mean on the internet?
well,
and then he said,
yeah, I
said-
guess.
they said, you're not gonna take off, Pixie. So I was like,
What the fuck do I want to take off to?
well, they were like, you're not gonna take off, keep trying. And I was like, take off with whom? And what delusions are you going on about now? Like, what the fuck is this?
Well, I mean, you do hang out with Will and me, and we are Nazis, and so that makes you Nazi adjacent and fascist and communist. I guess.
Oh,
In a
who called
way.
you a Nazi? Who called you a
Oh.
Nazi?
Yeah, Lizard called me a Nazi.
No, you know what? I'm gonna do a video. For
I missed
Mr.
that one.
Lizard. I'm gonna do a video for Mr. Lizard, and I'm gonna leave it up. And basically, you know, because here's the thing. Here's what really bothers me. He came in there and he said, I never said that William Freeman is a Nazi or a racist, and I don't think he is. It has also been said that Will was not even the point of those videos, that it was that Will accidentally said something that came from this racist guy or this racist idea or something like that. And that's all he was trying to prove. And that anybody who said he called Will a Nazi or a racist was a liar. So I want you to know, Mr. Lizard, that it's your side running around spreading that rumor. Oh, yeah. It was people who saw your video and agreed with you that said that you were saying this, not us. So do try harder. Second of all, the next time you're going to accuse somebody else of spitting racist narratives, try not to do so while adopting the fascist Nazi excuses at the same time.
Oh,
Might
shit.
get farther in the argument. Because, see, Hitler said that Jews controlled everything. And because they controlled everything, it didn't matter if the individual controlled something. They were all the same, and it was okay to treat them as if they were all the assholes running the system, right? And that's your argument. You can be racist towards, you can't be racist towards white people, right? You can't. It's impossible. And you get to put that treatment on them because colonialism, and they run the system. So the next time you want to run around calling somebody a Nazi, how about don't perpetuate their propaganda while doing it?
I think it's funny because in my whole time on YouTube, I don't think I've ever been accused publicly of being a racist or a Nazi or a sympathizer or anything like that. I have been accused of being the other thing. I've been accused of like being liberal, anti-racist.
Do you know what I said?
Okay.
Do you know what I said?
So I think I would know if I was hanging out with Nazis and racists. But
do you know what I said to be accused?
What?
I said, I don't think your video proves Will is racist, and I don't think it proves he worships anyone. That's what I said.
Well, yeah, there's a whole thing with Will and me that I could go back through, but it would take a fucking year to tell that story. So, but yeah,
well,
apparently because I'm friends with Will, and Will is a Nazi, that makes me a Nazi, and because Pixie is friends with Will and I, that makes her a Nazi sympathizer.
And Will is a Nazi because he once quoted something from somebody that happened to say a bunch of other stuff, and apparently he's a racist, and that makes Will a Nazi.
Yeah, you can't ever quote somebody who said a bunch of other stuff in a different book, right?
Right.
That's unacceptable.
That's a flag. That's a flag on the fucking play. Okay?
Well, that's what I said. I said he poisoned the well because he assumed that he knew as much about Robert Seffer as Mr. Lizard dug up, and that wasn't true, and that he wanted people to have that in mind when he heard Will make some quote about anthropology from him, right? And so it was this whole weird thing. And I was like, isn't that a lot like saying if somebody quotes Atlas Shrugged because they read it one time, they must worship Ayn Rand? Like, I don't
Yeah, I also
understand
like
what you're
I
saying.
don't know much about the author, about Robert Steph or whatever, but like I've
Me
heard,
neither.
I actually got I caught on to Charles Murray's work because of his podcast with Sam Harris and all the backlash that was coming at him when he wrote his book. I was like, okay, this is interesting. Or he was quoted, uh, or anyway, they did the interview, and so the whole thing was, oh yeah, you're being accused of being a racist for something you wrote 20 years ago, which basically you're now retracting, but people aren't wanting to hear that. They're like, well, you still wrote some shit that we consider racist like 20 years
Yeah,
ago. We don't care if you're retracting it. And it was like, okay.
exactly. And so they'll look at that thing 20 years ago, and then they'll look at everything after that with this very like they look at it in bad faith. It's so funny to me because Mr. Lizard kept saying things like, I just want to make sure you're not acting in bad faith and you're not this. But he presented things in bad faith. Like, for example, one thing Robert said was, I didn't expect in the clips that Mr. Lizard played, which I now know more about Robert than I have ever known. And that's because of Mr. Lizard, not because of anyone else. But anyway, one of the things he played was he said, I did not expect to see Jewish blood in this line of the family because they're German and my grandfather was an SS officer, right? And so Mr. Lizard's like, oh, he's racist. His grandfather was an SS officer and he's concerned about having Jewish blood. Really? Because all I heard was he didn't expect to see it there.
Well,
And
all
apparently
I'm
he did. And then he said something about everyone thinks the good guys won World War II because they ended fascism, but maybe they did and maybe they didn't. Now, to me, that sounds like maybe they didn't win, maybe they didn't end fascism. But to Mr. Lizard, that means maybe the good guys didn't win. But I'm the one approaching everything in bad faith? Okay. Okay, Mr. Lizard.
Okay. I've got you, Pixie, and I've got Ape here. Let me ask you guys a question. Did dropping the atomic bomb on Japan make us the good guys?
Oh, but that's whataboutism, right?
No, I didn't. That's not the question. Is it the good? Yes or no?
No, I
Did
don't
that
think it made us
make us the good guys?
No, I don't think it did.
No, it didn't.
But
I would say no.
but he refuses to see that he goes against his own logic, right? That's why I said that's whataboutism. I was teasing you, and that is because
Stop it.
that's because the reason I'll tell you why I was teasing you, and it'll make sense.
Well, no, I didn't say I didn't like it. I'm just saying stop it right now.
So when we were talking to Mr. Lizard, and he was saying that it's about colonialism and stuff like that, right? Serb asked him, so if a Nazi moves to Ethiopia, is he still a racist?
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
And I said, well, by Lizard's logic, no, because he doesn't have any power in the system. And Lizard said, yes, he's still a racist because it has to do with colonialism. But you can't be racist to white people because of colonialism.
Because we're just cracker-ass crackers. Yeah.
Right.
That's all.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because whiteness doesn't exist. It only exists to exclude non-whiteness. And they said, what is white? And I said, okay, well, what is Asian? What is black? Do I need to know your ancestral culture to have a racist opinion of you? Is that what you're saying? Anyway, so then I said, okay, if it's about colonialism, what is colonialism? Land grab and slavery. So let's make a list of every race that has both conquered and enslaved people, and we could see which one cancels out, which one suffered enough, or are we just going with the most recent in the timeline to justify your racism? So then he made a video and clipped me and said that I was whatabouting.
Stop
And that's
doing
why I
that.
made that.
Pixie,
And that's
stop doing
that's why I made that joke.
that. I could make a lot of jokes right now, but I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna.
You're
gotta
bad
go.
tonight.
I'm bad every night. What? Oh, well, I
I'm
was
not afraid to
gonna
be
say,
called a racist. I just laughed and said, "It's funny you're calling me a racist while you spread racist ideas, you fascist Nazi. Congratulations." What am I supposed to
well,
say to that?
well, I mean, I do the whole Gandalf thing. I wander around from, I guess you want to call it from group to group or community to community, and I see what they're talking about. And a lot of shit that they're talking about are just like, what the actual fuck are you bitching about? Yeah.
Mr. Lizard saw me on camera and was like, "She's white." And it's so funny because if you listen to the argument, there's a point where I said, "It's okay, I understand. I walk out the door and everyone assumes I'm white. The same way I turn my camera on and you assume I'm white." And he goes, "It's not an assumption." Now keep in mind my DNA covers half the globe, but that's beside the point.
Hey, look.
I said, "You're right." No, hold on. I said, "You're right. I give it to you. I have a lot of European blood in me, right?
Mhm.
And I am white passing. I give it to you, hands down. Absolutely am. But I have family members who are not white passing and who are not white. So to sit here and tell me like I know nothing about this and I know nothing, I don't know enough to have an opinion because I'm pale, but you're calling me a racist? Okay, buddy.
Hey, look. Look, Pixie. Pixie Storms. Is that your Cherokee name?
No.
What's your Cherokee name?
Translated dancing feather.
Oh, nice. I like that. But you know, I live about a mile from the Blue Ridge Parkway. Excuse me. And yeah, I could carry you all the way down to the Cherokee Reservation in my arms. I would carry you because you like weigh fucking what? A feather? You weigh like featherweight.
Well, I stepped on the scale this morning and it said, I was surprised actually. I was expecting 105, but it said 102.4.
Wait, what?
102.4.
Yeah, well, if I weigh on under 140 when I step on the scales, I'm like, God damn, I need to eat. There's something wrong here.
Well, 102 is supposed to be the bottom of healthy weight for somebody my height. So it's not like I'm not like super skinny or anything.
Oh yeah, that's like you're 4'8". So yeah, I get
No, Super Munchkin's 4'9". I'm 5'1.5".
it. Okay, my bad. Continue. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Anyway, I just thought it was bold of him. And then it's so funny because there were people in that chat. There were 4 of us up on panel.
Mhm.
And Odin was there. And we know Odin is like Jamaican, right? And not a white Jamaican either. He's Jamaican. Anyway.
He's like the Irie man. Yeah, I get you.
So we were all sitting there talking, and Odin was talking, and we were having this conversation about racism, and because all this had just happened, you know. And so
Mhm.
Odin's up on the panel with us, and somebody comes in and was like, "Do you have any people of color in this conversation, or is it just a bunch of white people?" And we were like, "I don't know. What do you think? You know, why are you in here making assumptions about people's race like it matters? Like, can they not have an opinion? You know?" And so we, you know, we went around and we got to, he was like, "You all sound like white people to me, blah, blah, blah." And then Odin was like, and Hillary's was like, "What are you, Odin?" And Odin was like, I'm Jamaican. And he was like, oh, you must be one of those white Jamaicans. And Odin like started laughing and was like, no. And then the person in the chat was like, oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know. And I'm like, but you needed to, right? You needed to for him to have an opinion. And I'm the racist one?
See, I've frequently complained, like, on my channel, because whenever I did try to have conversations on racism, I felt like people of color didn't join the chat. Like, and it was like, okay, it's a totally open forum. Like, you can join the chat. So I'm like, but nobody does. Like, and so it's like, do I have to like exclusively invite you to let you know that? Oh yeah, I actually want to hear that. You know, your perspective, or is it like because I just figured, oh, if I host an open forum on racism, and you know, that seems like it would be intuitive that, oh, you should join. And it's like, okay, I just end up with an all white panel, and then
No.
I feel like I'm the jackass.
Because they
But it's
want
like
to come.
I did.
They want to come
Yeah.
sit there and judge you and see if you had any people of color show up, right? I mean, because that's what they did, right? They came in here, they talked a bunch of, they came in, they talked a bunch of shit, they singled people out, and then like they basically saying none of us could have an opinion on this. And then when he said I'm not white, right? He didn't stick by anything he said about him. The rest of us fine, but for him, he was like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know." But you needed to know. You needed to know, and that makes me the racist one, right? If you have an opinion, just join and say something.
Oh, shit. Okay, Pixie. You remember when we were on Birdo's channel doing the karaoke shit? And PJ kept saying, I can't think of anything. I can't think of anything to play or sing. And I was like, Blues Traveler. And bam, PJ was on it like
Yeah.
a fucking dog on a bone. Yeah.
I was hoping he'd play Hook.
It was great. I loved it. I was
I
like,
did too,
holy
but I like
shit. Yeah.
but Hook is one of my favorite songs by them.
Oh, the hook brings you back. I like the mountain ones again. That's a good Blues Traveler.
And Why You Always Give Me the Runaround.
Oh yeah, that one too. Yes. Look at your Discord.
Monkey left. Why, Monkey?
Oh, he'll be back. Maybe he just had a technical difficulty.
It
But
better
yeah,
because if not, Monkey, side eye.
side eye. She's giving you the evil eye, motherfucker. You better show back up.
I've been in a weird mood lately. Don't ask.
I'm not asking anything. I'm just saying go check your goddamn Discord.
Do I
Your
have to?
Discord and your direct messages from on Discord. I may have been a little inappropriate in the direct messages, but you know, I try not to be on a public Discord. Oh, she's looking now. Oh, I'm in fucking trouble.
No, my phone's messing with me. I haven't even gotten there yet.
I'm in trouble. And I will do it again. Don't think I won't.
Okay, Discord. Yes, now I'm getting into Discord. Why do you make me do this? Such a pain in the ass every time.
It's not that fucking hard. You put in your password and you put in your email or phone number. And boom, there you are. You're logged in. Wow. Hard. Fucking hard.
Wait, where's mine in this list? Where is mine? Where the fuck is the Wield? Who the fuck is that? And why am I a part? whose page? I don't even know whose page that is. Why am I there? Okay, oh, there's the wheel.
Oh,
I told
Jesus.
you I don't use Discord.
Look at my Discord. I make it fucking easy. You can figure it out. Make a goddamn beautiful music room.
I'm doing that right now, actually. No, not
Okay.
new. Yes, text channel. I want a new text channel. I'll rename it later.
Well, however you want to do it. I mean, I really don't give a shit. You could come into my Discord and look at the music room and see all the music I posted. But I mean, there's some new shit every now and then. No, I do thank you for inviting me to your Discord, even though you don't fucking use it that often.
There you go. There's something called the music box in there now. I'll change the name later, but it'll still be like obvious.
Wait, what? I've got to open this. Oh. Okay, I'll do that in a few. You got what I sent you so far, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, fair enough. I don't mean to be too forward, but sometimes I can be. It just is the way. It just is the way.
That's okay. I'm good at just not.
Not giving a shit. That motherfucker's crazy. Yeah. So yeah, fair enough.
Wait, how do I get to messages again?
Click on friends.
Oh, okay.
There you go. You got it now. There you go.
I told you I hang out in Google Chat.
Well, it doesn't work.
You gotta do that.
I have tried 5 times to get into Brojo's Happy Chat. Nope. This browser does not support that shit. Okay. Fair enough. Okay.
What browser are you on?
I'm on a Kindle tablet that had Silk.
That makes sense.
Mm-hmm. And Brojo gets mad about it. I'm like, well, fuck you then, Brojo. Get mad about it. Wait, do I need a cigar?
I only recently started using the computer, and only because I started streaming every now and then. Before that, a lot of the reason I was rarely on camera is because I was always on my phone. I never even used the computer. All the streams I was in, all of those, I was on my phone the whole time.
Well, I mean, I get that. Excuse me.
Well, yeah, because I'm working. My computer is work stuff. And that's why, like, if you see me on streams during the day, and usually I'm not on camera, it's because I'm on my phone and my computer's full of my work stuff.
Well, hang on 1 second. My bad. My bad. Totally. But if you use your camera on stream when you that's why I don't. I can't come on camera. Okay, give me a second. Oh, but it eats up a lot of your bandwidth.
that you get from your ISP.
Well, that and
And-
nobody wants to stare at my ceiling fan while I type.
Well, I mean, I'm not opposed to the image you're showing now. I'm still trying to figure out what those designs are on your dress.
So they're like tiny little lines, but they form a diamond and then a diamond around it. And then these little white ones is it's like a line with a dot below it and a dot above it. But it also kind of makes a diamond.
Sort of,
Yeah.
in a way. Yeah, okay. Gotcha. All right.
The point is it's comfortable. It's very comfortable.
Oh, hey, can you see me now?
Yes, I can.
Comfortable.
This dress
Fuck
is very comfortable. Yes.
I may or may not be wearing pants now.
Well, as long as I don't see it, we're good.
Well, hey, yeah, you see me from here up. So there
Good with that.
you go.
Oh, it's 12:30. I should go to bed because I have to get up early.
Oh, Texas? Yeah, you're an hour behind. It's 1:31. You're on the East Coast. But, you know.
Yeah, well, I'm
Well,
central.
If
I
you
still
got
gotta
it,
work early.
well, if you got to get your nap, go right ahead.
Well, that and I don't want to keep Super Munchkin up. Because her room is actually right behind my office. And then the other office is right there. And then my room is right there.
Oh,
And
wait.
everything else is on the other side of the house.
Well, before you go, you did say you read Strangers, right? The Dean Koontz book?
Yes, but it has been so long that I don't even know that I remember all of it.
Well, me too. But I remember the end. Do you remember the end?
Oh.
I'll give you a minute. Go ahead, think about it. I do, cause
You
it
just-
fucked me up. Yeah, it fucked me up.
You just watched me confuse two of his books yesterday. I
Well,
was
okay.
actually trying to mush two of his books together yesterday for no reason whatsoever. And I was like, wait, I was talking about intensity. Why did I get on velocity?
Well, it happens like that sometimes. I do that with Clive Barker and his short stories. I'll fucking squish them together, and I'm like, okay, maybe that wasn't exactly right, but it was close enough.
I want to say it had something to do. I mean, like, I know that they killed the person, but I think it's got to be something
No,
else.
no, no,
Is it because they opened the
wrong
door?
book,
Wrong book.
Wrong
Damn
book.
it.
wrong book.
I told you. I picked
Stranger.
the wrong book. Huh?
Strangers. It's called Strangers. It's by Dean Koontz. And my cousin turned me on to it. She was like, here, read this. You'll like it. I was like, Dean Koontz, who the fuck's that? The first book of his I ever read. Great.
Is that the one where the priest loses his faith?
Nope.
Which book? Oh,
I've got you now. I've got you now.
it's not the one where the priest loses his faith and that girl
Nope.
goes.
Nope.
Okay,
Nope. Nope. Got nothing to do with like
or not. Maybe it's not the priest. Maybe it's the father in the family.
No. Wait, is that my hair? God damn, that looks fucked up. Anyway, no. It's not an supernatural demon book. It's
Is that the
something.
Thunder Hill Depository one? Where they're like trying to uncover the government thing?
Nope.
Damn,
You're
I
thinking
don't
about Stephen King, The Mist.
know. It's a Dean Koontz book. It's like some government thing that they're trying to uncover. And they go to like some motel.
There you go. You're getting closer. You're getting
And
closer.
I want to say they're in the
Oh,
desert. Arizona, Nevada, something like that. They're in the desert.
They get drawn back to this motel. They don't know why. And then all of a sudden at the end, yeah, aliens. I'm just saying.
Okay, I remember that. Yeah, okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I was thinking government, probably, is because the aliens thing.
Yeah. And my
But didn't they think they
cousin,
thought it was government? Didn't they think it like? Didn't they think it was like a
yeah,
government thing?
at first, yeah, they
Yeah,
thought it was
okay.
like some government bullshit, but it turned out to be aliens. Holy shit! But yeah, my cousin gave me that book. She said, "Here, you need to read this." I was like,
If you think that is wild, then you need to watch Silo or read Wool, one of the two.
"Oh, see, here you go with the silo shit again." Hey, I'm sure it's a great show. I just don't have time right now. Maybe this winter I'll catch up on all that shit. But yeah, not right now.
So
I can't.
good.
Well, I mean, I'm harvesting shit. It's pumpkin season. You know, Halloween and all that good shit.
Oh, I
And
need to carve some pumpkins.
well, I mean, it's been a weird year. It's been wet for the last year, and some of our pumpkins are not ripe yet. Some of them are ripe, and some of them are overripe. If you know what that means.
Yes, I do.
Yeah, yeah, they're black on the bottom, and yeah, you can't sell those. Yeah, so
It should be wet. If the prediction holds, we should have a wet season till halfway through 2024.
oh, I don't know. I haven't even looked in the almanac, so I don't even.
Well, it's El Nino.
Well, what they say and what actually happens are two completely different things.
I don't know. We
Usually,
got more rain here than we've seen in 50 years. May as well be El Nino.
exactly.
Well, I should say more rain at one time than we've seen. And like it just kept raining and raining and raining for days. Everything was flooded. It was crazy. I was like, is that? There was this little pond way over here in this park, and somehow it turned into this lake, and it almost reached the top of this hill. And I was like, there's a power station on top of that hill.
Mm-hmm.
If that thing goes up a couple of inches, we're going to have a lot of people with zero power. And we're going to have a lot of issues.
Well, excuse me. Well, on one of the ridges we've got around here, the mountain ridges, they built a bunch of turbines, and I'm like, you know, if those freeze up, okay, shit happens.
Not if they're
If
built
those-
properly. So
Well-
what it is there's a special type of is it metal? Is it or is it something that they do to anyway? There's a way you can weatherize them, but it
Yeah.
costs more, and so people refuse to do it, and then they wonder why the windmill isn't working. But
Right.
I'm so tired of that excuse. I'm like, we have windmills in Antarctica. Okay? This is not because windmills suck. This is because you gave it a sucky design. But anyway.
No, go ahead, please. Please
We
go.
do. It just made me mad because I live in Texas, and when the power went out, some of the windmills froze over, and so they blamed it on the windmills. And I was like, "Are we just not going to talk about the natural gas leak happening? Not going to talk about it, huh? Because you didn't weatherize those either."
Please go on. Please go.
You
I
just
mean,
want me to ramble.
well, I've been to Texas, and yeah, it's not that great. I mean,
You know, it's so funny to me because it actually depends on where you are in Texas, right? And but how Texas operates, like a lot of people have this huge misconception about how Texas operates or what Texas is like, really, right? Because if you're in the north of Texas, like I am, right? Like I'm closer, I can get to Denver in as much time as it takes me to get to Dallas, right? If I want to, it takes me longer to get to Austin or Houston than it would take me to get to Denver, right? Like it's that kind of thing. And so up here, it's a lot of ranch. It's very a lot of churches. It's a lot of small towns. Like the two biggest cities aren't even that big, right? Up here, it's all very like small and rural, and a couple of small cities. And then it's, you know, it's one of those where you drive 30 minutes and you hit a small town, and then you drive another 30 minutes and you hit another small town, kind of a thing. But then you get to like mid Texas to South Texas, and that's where you start getting all of your cities, right? That's where Houston is. It's where Austin is. Well, Dallas is mid. Houston and Austin is south, right?
well,
And so that's where you get all your big cities. Now, it cracks me up because people will say, I want to go to Texas where it's conservative. And they will move straight to Austin or Houston or San Antonio, which always cracks me up because where I live is conservative, but Austin is incredibly liberal. And so
oh
I'm
yeah,
like, do you
yeah.
even know what you're talking about?
Do you even know where you are? Yeah, this is fucking Austin. It's not. It's not Austin city limits. It's fucking Austin, the town.
I have a
Yeah,
little
and
green
yeah.
friend. But yeah, Austin is probably the most liberal place in Texas. Their slogan is "Keep Austin Weird."
Yeah, I've heard that. I have actually heard that. Keep Austin fucking weird.
They have
Okay.
some cool stuff though. Like they have this like little newspaper that they print like daily, and it's like it's not a big newspaper. It's like, you know, they used to have the Thrifty Nickels or something. It's like that, like small. But it was like you would open it up and it was just list after list of all of the things that you could go do that day. This park was having this family friendly thing, and there was a music festival over there, and there were concerts over there, and live. It was crazy. You were just like, okay, what do I want to do today? I guess. Like it was pretty interesting.
Yeah, I've heard that. I
I
went
don't
to
want to.
basic training. Well, I went to basic training in Fort Sill, Oklahoma.
Yeah.
That's the fucking boringest place you ever want to go to. Just
Fort Seal. Wait. Fort Seal. Is that one? Is that the one
Sill.
out by like? Yeah. Is Seal? I know. Is that the one out by? I said it weird. I know. I was messing with
Fort
my
Sill.
articulation.
No,
Yes.
that's in Alaska. Fort
Yeah. I was gonna
Sill.
say, are you talking about Fort Hood?
No, I'm talking about Fort Sill,
Oh.
Oklahoma. They sent me
Is
there
that
for
is
basic
that by
training.
like Cache? Is that up by like Cache or Lawton?
What the fuck was the name of that town?
Is it the one that has Quanah Parker's grave in it?
Um, I don't know. I can't tell you for sure one way or the other. I'm trying to remember the one town that was close to the fort that we would go and drink beers and watch strippers in. I can't fucking remember the name of it. It's sort of an L, I think. Fort Sill.
Yeah, I'm looking at it on the map. I'm trying to see if it's where I think it is or if I'm thinking of the other one. No, okay. Yeah. So I was wondering, it's kind of like on the opposite side of the one I was thinking of.
Oh, okay.
All right. Because there were two, right? But they're on opposite sides of a state. So I'm like, is it this one or is it the other one? All right, it's the other one. It's not the one with Quanah Parker's grave. Got it.
Um, all I know is that's where they sent me to basic training, and that's like the fuck is the goddamn names? What the fuck? Howitzers. That's where there was one mountain on the base, and they blew the fucking shit out of it with howitzers. It was kind of funny and kind of sad at the same time.
I don't know.
Well, I've been
I haven't
almost
been
all.
to that one. I've only been to the one with Quanah Parker's grave. Because I went with I am not Comanche. I don't have any Comanche blood, but I spent a lot of time with the Comanches and they're really cool. Anyway, I went with
Cherokee, get it right. Cherokee.
I know, but Quanah Parker was not Cherokee. He was Comanche. And Archibald Parker and his family are Comanche. They are not Cherokee. And I spent a lot of time with them. And they have this family reunion out at the Star House between like Cache and Lawton, Oklahoma, in that area over there. And so we'd pitch our teepees and camp out. It was great fun. Anyway, go to the powwows and stuff like that. And it was really cool because I got a blessing from Archibald Parker himself, and that was really great. But we would always go by the military base because A, that's where Quanah Parker's grave is, and B, because Medicine Bluff is on the base, and Medicine Bluff was one of their like their like sacred sites.
Okay, let me ask you this, Pixie. What do you think about the I don't know if you want to call them sacred mounds or spiritual mounds, like the one that looks like a snake. What the fuck is that at? What do you think they were for?
I don't know. I really don't. I mean, it could be as simple as like a marker or like a clan, right? Because people forget there were clans even within tribes. So maybe it's like a marker. I don't know. I really don't know what it's for. Like for example, I'm from the Van clan, but the Van clan is like really a combination of two other clans. I'm from the Raven clan side. But I really don't know. I'm sure if you look into their mythology, which the tribal mythology, it would tell you, right? Because each tribe has their own like like the Cherokee mythology is different. Like it's so funny to me because people will see my dream catchers and they'll be like, "Oh, you're really into your heritage," and I'm like, "Dream catchers have nothing to do with my heritage. What are you talking about?" I have Kachina dolls and they'll say the same thing, and I'm like, "Look, I'm not Hopi and I'm not Navajo. I do have a Cherokee medicine wheel over there, but I'm pretty sure you didn't even know what that was." So I don't know what to say to you. We don't all have the same culture. So I really don't know. The Cherokees, I can tell you, were very nature-based, right? As a matter of fact, all of their festivals, all of their celebrations had to do with the timing of the seasons. You had, green corn. That was your spring celebration where you're planting. Your harvest celebration was called ripe corn, right? New Year's was after winter. That's when you celebrated New Year's, because winter everybody would huddle down or whatever, right? And spring is when everybody came together to plant and blah 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 and hunt and all that good stuff. And so spring was New Year. Things like that. You had solstice and equinox celebrations, and but as far as like the legends, like where we came from, or what the concept of Mother Earth and Father Sky and all of that is different from tribe to tribe. One tribe believes we came down from the sky. Another tribe believes we came up from the four gates of hell. It's like it's all these different things.
What the fuck is my pad actually doing? Bam. Okay. Fair enough. Well, what do okay, Pixie. I'm sorry. I had to get up and walk away for a second.
Okay.
To do some stuff. But what do the tribes say about the crow myth?
Which tribe? It's hard because like in some tribes the crow is a trickster, in some tribes he's bad luck, in some tribes he's actually good luck. In some tribes the crow is bad luck, but the raven's good luck. So I don't.
Well, yeah, just asking. I like you like the movie The Crow. I like the movie The Crow. The first one, not all the. Well, the second one was okay. It was.
Animals were looked at in ways that like or at least in the tribes I'm most familiar with, a lot of times, in ways that balance each other, right? Like they'll say this animal is sacred, and that's true, but like they'll have an animal that is sacred because it's the opposite of that thing, right? Like the turkey and the eagle. The eagle is a great hunter. It has great eyesight. It has stealth. Like all of those things, right? Like it is a bird of prey.
Mm-hmm.
But turkeys were also very sacred. And the reason is because eagles, despite those great qualities, are assholes, right? They'll kill other eagles. They'll attack other nests. And by contrast, the turkey is it's a more peaceful and calm bird, right? Like it's more family oriented, kind of it's like the balance. It's a weird thing. It's like everybody gets that story wrong with and I'm really gonna go to bed after this, but everybody gets that story wrong with the two, where the boy is talking to the shaman and he tells him about the two wolves inside of him, the white wolf and the black wolf, and the boy says, which one wins? Okay, the wrong version of the story says whichever one you feed the most. That is not the correct ending to the story. The correct ending to the story, he tells the boy, both the white wolf and the dark wolf are important, right? Like the white wolf has its place and this, all of these things, and these are its virtues. But the black wolf is what helps you when you need to be the protector, when you need to act, when you need to do these and these and these things. And if you starve the black wolf, then you will find that it becomes uncontrollable and unpredictable and lashes out at inopportune times. And so you have to have this balance between the two. And that is the correct ending.
Okay.
Yeah, and if you balance them, they will both serve you well. Yeah.
Balance is the key. I'm just saying.
And a lot of their blessings are formed that way too. And it incorporates nature. For example, one of the blessings they would give you is like the earth no balance, like the wind fly free, like the fire be alive, and like the water feel peaceful.
Not bad. Not bad at all. I like it.
And on that note, good night in later days and all that good stuff.
Oh, hey, Pixie. Beautiful dress. Show us one more time. Please. Pretty please.
Good night, guys.
I tried. Hey, I tried. DT, FN, let's see, who else should I? Oh, Seeds. I appreciate y'all for stopping by. I'm gonna go pass out right now. Maybe I'll wake up tomorrow. We'll see. But later.